After decades of silence and living a life in disguise, one local man has decided to share his story of going toe-to-toe with the Chicago mob and living to tell about it. His name is WECP, and from 1971 until 1988, he served as a paid informant to the FBI, testifying against organized crime figures of the infamous Chicago outfit. Now living in Northwest Florida, he's setting the record straight in a newly published book, Nobody Cares and What I Did About It. In a special three-part series you'll only see right here on your Local 18, WECP gives his side of the story. Tonight in part one, hear from him on what it was like to be an informant. WECP is far removed from the life he once led, literally and figuratively. For nearly 20 years, he lived a double life. To the Chicago mob, he was a pawn shop owner, doing business in an area controlled by the outfit, and forced to pay a street tax.
Let's just make some money.
To the FBI, he was an informant, willing to provide valuable information on several dangerous figures. Why did you decide to become an informant?
That was because the murders, they were actually killing people and putting people in trunks of car to O'Hare Airport, whatever. I said, I'm gonna put a stop to some of this. I'm gonna get into it. Nobody else wanted to do anything. They were all afraid.
The man he met with was Special Agent John Osborne, who had been trying to get others in the area to talk for some time.
It was more a compassionate thing, like, I can't believe this. Nobody cares. They don't care about the neighbor that's getting killed, or the guy down the street that was murdered, or some bookmaker or something that really didn't hurt people, but he was murdered. Nobody cared.
Sometime after, he let the FBI install a concealed video camera inside his apartment.
September 4th, talking to Tony DiDio.
I was deep, the deepest anybody ever got, they said. I felt like a chameleon. You had to adjust the things around you. And you had your language, your swearing, whatever. You just had to be one of the guys.
One of the guys he had to convince was Frank the German Schweiss, a notorious mobster with a reputation of violence. In his book, WECP says Frank learned to eliminate anyone who would oppose his agenda or get in the way of his pursuits. The mobster was 20 years his senior, but over time, the two developed a favorable working relationship.
We were friends for 20 years. He trusted me.
And coming up tomorrow at 5:30, we'll take you further into WECP's secret recordings of the Chicago outfit, including the time he almost got caught recording Schweiss for the FBI. Here's a sneak peek.
There's two small cords that go on a Niagara. The Niagara was underneath a lazy boy reclining chair, and he was leaning back in it. He put his hands behind his back, and it kind of brushed the head cushion, and the wires were kind of hidden down the side where the microphone fell down on one side.
Confessions of a Mob Informant Part 2 airs tomorrow, only on your Local 18 News at 5:30.